Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a wonderful week and a wonderful day like always. I am continuing with my Pink discography journey. Finally, it's been a couple months since my last Pink video where I listened to her Funhouse album for the first time. So now we're continuing the discography journey with her 2012 album, her sixth studio album called The Truth About Love. Now, there aren't a lot of videos left in this Pink series that I've been doing on my channel. I only have two more videos to do after this video. I will be doing a compilation video of some of her greatest hits, songs from her greatest hits albums, as well as bonus tracks I haven't heard before, tracks she's released for movies and such. So I will be doing that video next after this one. And then the final video in this Pink discography journey series will be her Beautiful Trauma album. But in today's video, I will be checking out The Truth About Love, and this album is quite ambitious. The edition I'm listening to is the Fan Edition, and there are 20 tracks. You heard me right, 20. So that is why I say this album is quite ambitious. She has some great features on the album. She has Eminem and Lily Allen and Nate Ruse. But anyway, enough talking. We have a lot of songs to listen to, so let's get into the first track. Are We All We Are? But before we get into the song, I failed to tell you guys the songs I already heard off this album. And the songs I've heard already are the tracks, track number 2, Blow Me One Last Kiss, and track number 3, Try, Just Give Me a Reason with Nate Ruse, and track number 5, True Love with Lily Allen. And I think that's all I've heard off this album. But like always, if I start listening to a song and it sounds familiar, I'll let you guys know. So now let's get into track number 1, Are We All We Are? Alrighty, that was track number 1, Are We All We Are? And this was a pretty cool song. I don't know, like, it was good, I suppose, but I don't know if this would be a Pink song I would listen to again. It's probably my least favorite opening track for a Pink album thus far. As an opening track, I don't know if it really grabbed me, and I probably wouldn't listen to it again, but I did like jamming out to it for the first time. I do like the message behind the song, though. She's saying, we are the people that you'll never get the best of, not forget the rest of. Just sing it out loud until the kids will sing it right back. Are we all we are? Are we all we are? I know I'm better than the masses, but we're all following our asses, and if our shit is not together, it'll never be. You and me, plant the seed, open up, and let it be. We are the people that you'll never get the best of. So I liked rocking out to the song, and I like the message behind the lyrics. I just don't know if this would be a Pink song I would listen to again. I probably wouldn't, but anyway, Blow Me One Last Kiss is the next track, so let's get into it. Already, and that was the second track, Blow Me One Last Kiss, and this song was the lead single from the album, and I really do enjoy this song. It's definitely not my favorite lead single from a Pink album. It actually might be my least favorite Pink lead single out of all of her albums I've listened to already. I also enjoyed reading the lyrics on this song as well. I think I finally had enough. I think I maybe think too much. I think this might be it for us. Blow me one last kiss. You think I'm just too serious. I think you're full of shit. My head is spinning, so blow me one last kiss. This is the sort of Pink song that we've heard many times already. She's very aggressive, and it looks like she is breaking up with this person. She's had enough. Blow me one last kiss. She's had enough. She's had a shit day, and she's just ready to move on from the lies and the bullshit. So as a whole, I really enjoy the song. It's just a great, catchy pop song. So now let's move on to track number 3, Try. Alrighty, and that was track number 3, Try. And out of all the singles on the album that were released, Try is probably my favorite out of the bunch. Once again, I mean, if you go back to any one of my other Pink videos, you will know that I love the lyrics on any Pink album. Pink is such a great writer and co-writer. I know she didn't write all her songs. For example, it doesn't say that she has a co-writing credit on this song, Try, but she has writing credits on most of the songs. And I just always enjoy reading the lyrics about her life and her struggles, what she's gone through. And it's really interesting. This song in particular, ever wonder about what he's doing, how it all turned to lies? Sometimes I think that's better to never ask why. Where there is desire, there's gonna be a flame. Where there is a flame, someone's bound to get burned. But just because it burns doesn't mean you're gonna die. You've gotta get up and try and try and try. So far, the lyrics on this album are definitely living up to the title of the album, which is The Truth About Love. Pink is being 100% transparent. She is confessing. She is telling us the truth about her love life. I am curious to know who she was in a relationship with at this time in 2012. Pink did touch on her relationship to Carrie Hart a few times in her prior albums like I'm Not Dead and Funhouse. And from my understanding, they broke up and they split and they kind of took some time apart and then they got back together again. So they married in 2006 and they're still going strong. They are still married. It says here that in 2019, the couple are preparing to celebrate their 14th wedding anniversary in 2020. So this past January 2020 would have been their 14th wedding anniversary. And what's interesting is that Pink says right here that she jokingly admits that Carrie deserves a trophy for sticking with her for so long. So Pink and Carrie Hart's relationship has been quite bumpy, the ups and downs, just like any other relationship, I imagine. Like any other long-term relationship, but they're still together and they must have done something right because they clearly don't want to kill each other. I mean, maybe they do. Who knows? It's a relationship. It's husband, wife. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be married. Do you want to kill your spouse? Not literally, but do you have moments where you just want to kill the significant other because they just annoy you so much? So now let's move on to track number 4, Just Give Me a Reason, featuring Nate Ruiz.
Right from the start, you were a thief, you stole my heart. Just give me a reason, just a little bit's enough. You've been having real bad dreams. Will you come clean? Just give me a reason, just a little bit's enough.
Alrighty, that was track number 4, Just Give Me a Reason, and Nate Ruiz. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. If I'm not, I'm really sorry. Fun, fun, fun. I mean, I remember buying Some Nights, Fun's second album back in 2012, the same year that this album came out, The Truth About Love, and I loved that album so much. Whatever happened to Fun? I imagine they broke up because they haven't released an album in quite a while. Fun did release only 2 albums, their debut album in 2009 called Aim and Ignite, and their second album, Some Nights, in 2012, which is really sad. I guess they broke up and started their own solo careers. This was another great song to listen to, Just Give Me a Reason. It was the third single off the album, and it's probably... I'm trying to decide. I know I said Try is my favorite out of all the singles she's released off this album, but I think Just Give Me a Reason might be my number one, and then Try, and then Blow Me, One Last Kiss. Oh, there's still True Love, and she released 2 other singles off the album, Walk a Shade, which I don't think I heard, and the first track on this album, Are We All We Are. I do like the song, but I'm just really sick of it because back in the day when this song was released, it says here that it was released as a single in 2013. I remember hearing it everywhere. At my workplace, don't even get me started. My workplace played this song religiously. And in the mall, if you were walking around, they would play it. You just heard this song everywhere. So I think that's why I'm a little sick of the song, because I've just heard it so much. And they still play it to this day. If you go to the mall or any sort of retail store, you will hear this song pop up once in a while. So now let's move on to track number 5, True Love featuring Lily Allen.
Sometimes I hate every single stupid word you say. At the same time, I wanna hug you. I wanna wrap my hands around your neck. True love, no one else can break my heart like you. True love, it must be true love. Why do you rock me up the wrong way? No one else can break my heart like you.
Alrighty, that was track number 5, True Love featuring Lily Allen, and I really enjoyed this song. I remember hearing this song for the first time way back when this song was released as a single, and I remember liking it, but just not being the biggest fan of it. It didn't really grab me, and I remember not really caring for this song when I first heard it, but now I truly am addicted to it. I think it's great. It's one of my favorites on the album so far, definitely 100%. Lily Allen is great. I've never listened to a Lily Allen album before, but I definitely want to go on my Lily Allen discography journey sooner rather than later because I really do want to check out all her albums now. However, one of my gripes with the song is that Lily Allen doesn't actually start singing until much later in the song. Just under the 3-minute mark is when she starts singing, and I hate it when a song does that, a song where there's 2 artists collaborating and you don't get the second artist until much later in the song. I just wish Lily Allen's part would have been introduced a bit sooner. And one of the reasons why I don't like it when an artist is introduced later in the song is because a lot of people, when they're listening to a song in their car, on the radio, a lot of people just listen to the first 2 minutes of a song and then skip over to the next song. A lot of people actually don't sit and listen to a song in its entirety. When they're in the car or they're shopping, they hear it on the radio, they flick the station, or they switch over to the next song. So a lot of people probably miss Lily Allen's part by the time the 3-minute mark rolls around. I love the lyrics in this song. Sometimes I hate every single stupid word you say. Sometimes I want to slap you in your whole face. There's no one quite like you. You push all my buttons down. I know life would suck without you. At the same time, I want to hug you. I want to wrap my hands around your neck. So she wants to strangle this asshole, and she hates him so much. She wants to punch him in the face. But at the same time, she couldn't live without him, and she loves him, and it's true love. Relationships are just very weird, aren't they? I've never been in a relationship with someone where I wanted to hug them and strangle them at the same time. Maybe one day, come back to me in 20 years, maybe I'll be married. That's if I ever get married, which I really do want to get married one day. But anyway, let's move on to track number 6, How Come You're Not Here?
Where have you been? Where have you gone?
Wow, I really enjoyed that song. You know what? This song deserves the spritzer bottle. I couldn't. That was a lot of fun to listen to. I love the lyrics. I love the lyrics on this album, just like any other Pink album, but I'm really enjoying them on this album. They're so much fun to read. I'm like a stoner babe without my bong. Are you underneath the bed? Did you go for a long walk off a short pier? How come you're not here? Should I worry you've been bitten or somebody got you high? Quick, come back or I might just die. I love how passive aggressive Pink can get in some of her songs. They're just a lot of fun and they're so tongue in cheek, a little camp at times, and I really enjoy her songwriting. So if you ever break up with someone and you absolutely hate the guy, you're angry with him, you just want to punch him in the face, listen to some Pink albums. It will definitely get some of the aggression and anger out. And it helps that the song, How Come You're Not Here, is a total bop as well. And I really like listening to it. Anyway, let's move on to track number 7, Slut Like You.
I'm not a slut, I just love love.
Oh.
Tell me something new, 'cause I've heard this. Okay, I'll fuck you. I got a little piece of you. I'm a slut like you. I'm not a crackerjack, you can't go inside unless I let you jack.
Oh.
Fuck. You male, come now, you caveman, sit down. I'm a slut like you. I got a little piece of you.
Alrighty, and that was track number 7, Slut Like You. Yes! This was so much fun. You just saw for yourself, I was having a party for one by myself. It was so enjoyable. I know I sound like a broken record, but the lyrics on this album are so much fun to read. This one, I mean, this was my favorite song when it comes to the lyrics. They were just really enjoyable. It was very comedic, and I was just smiling, and they're so ridiculous. Sitting with my friends and we're picking who we might let in. Them boys are starving. They're just our little friend. Listen, you little fucker. You think you call the shots? I just bought you some. Drink up. Your ride's gone. This might be fun. You're now my little friend. I also like this part when she says, you don't win a prize with your googly eyes. I'm not a cracker jack. You can't go inside unless I let you, Jack or Sam. Fuck, what's your name again? You, male, come now. You, caveman, sit down. I always got the impression that Pink was a badass just from listening to her albums and reading her lyrics. She's not some sweet, innocent girl that you can manipulate and, you know, you can't capture her attention with your googly eyes and your sweet and cutting words. I mean, she will call you out on your bullshit and she will be aggressive. It's not going to be an easy task to get into Pink's pants. I mean, she's going to make it hard for you. And I just love her attitude and her aggressiveness. You know, she can't be taken advantage of. And that's what I like about her. And what's interesting is that when she says, I'm a slut like you, I imagine she's referring to the male population where it's widely accepted and there's that stigma that men can sleep around and they can have multiple partners. But he's just being a guy, he's just being a man, that's what men do. But when a woman does it, when a woman sleeps around and has multiple partners, she's considered a slut. So there's definitely that double standard in society. So now let's move on to track number 8, The Truth About Love.
Truth about love comes at 3 a.m. You wake up, fucked up, then you grab a pen. A strange fascination on his lips on toes. Shocking me on, looking each your eyes. This the truth about love. The truth about love. Oh, you want the truth? Truth about love is it's nasty, it's salty. The truth about love is it's all I thought you were the one that I hate goodbyes.
Alrighty, that was track number 8, The Truth About Love. And she is spilling it out for us. She is spilling it all out. She is confessing. She's saying This is what it's like to be in love with someone. A strange fascination with his lips and toes, morning breath, bedroom eyes on a smiling face. And then she also goes on to say the truth about love is it's nasty and salty, it's the regret in the morning, it's the smelling of armpits, it's wings and songs and trees and birds, it's all the poetry that you ever heard. So this is definitely one of the main themes of the album. Like the title track, The Truth About Love, this is the truth of being in a relationship with someone. You want to murder them, you want to strangle them, you want to leave them, but at the same time, you couldn't live without them, and you love them, and you adore them, you think they're perfect, you want to hug them, you want to kiss them. But at the same time, you want to murder them. And I am finding it a bit difficult for myself to relate to this album because I don't know what it's like to be married to someone for several years. I don't know what it's like to wake up next to someone every single day in the same house for multiple years. And I guess over time, there are just little things about your significant other that start annoying you and frustrating you, and you just want to be left alone and you want to kill them, but you love them and you want to kiss them. So who knows, maybe one day, many years from now, I'll be able to relate to what Pink is saying on this album. And when it comes to the song itself, I did enjoy it. I liked listening to it. So now let's move on to track number 9, Beam Me Up.
There's a whole nother conversation going on. Could you beam me up? Give me a minute. Barely a breath. I caught one last say. Could you beam me up? Just beam me up. Give me a minute. Beam me up.
Alrighty, that was track number 9, Beam Me Up, which was a beautiful acoustic song from Pink. I really enjoyed it. There's a whole nother conversation going on in a parallel universe where nothing breaks and nothing hurts. There's a waltz played, frozen in time, blades of grass on tiny bare feet. I look at you and you're looking at me. Could you beam me up? Give me a minute. I definitely feel like this might be one of my favorite tracks on the album so far. The first minute or two, I was like, yeah, this is a good song. But then once it hit that last minute and a half or last minute, I ended up falling in love with the entire song. So now let's move on to track number 10, Walk of Shame.
1 step, 2 steps, counting tiles on the floor. 3 steps, 4 steps. All on my hands, things I haven't said yet. I'm pushing on the buttons, but nothing's happening. Please, can I know that anybody's seeing me? Fast, no one wants to shame. So walk this way. So walk this way.
Alrighty, and that was track number 10, Walk of Shame. And this song is pretty straightforward. I don't need to try to decipher what she's talking about because it's pretty blatant and obvious. I mean, I've taken the Walk of Shame a couple times. It wasn't really a walk, it was more of a taxi ride of shame. I might be reading too much into it, but it's just interesting that she's talking about the Walk of Shame when she's married to her husband. So I don't know, maybe this is just a frivolous, fun song she decided to write, or maybe, I don't know, maybe her and her husband have an open relationship because she is alluding to sleeping with other people on this album just from reading the lyrics. So I don't know, maybe they have an open relationship, or these are just songs that she just wanted to sing, things she just wanted to get off her chest. I don't know. The song was also the 5th single from the album. I don't know how I feel about this song being a single. I liked listening to it, but I definitely don't think it should have been a single. I don't think it's that good. But anyway, let's move on to track number 11, Here Comes the Weekend, featuring Eminem.
glass, only bottles I pop for bottles of pop. So when I pop up in the spot, the city lights, little diggity, hot diggity. This biggie is getting me hype. I don't get some liquor off.
Alrighty, that was track number 11, Here Comes the Weekend, featuring Eminem. I'm trying to decide if I absolutely love that song or I absolutely hate it. It's definitely very catchy. It's definitely an earworm. It gets stuck in your head. That chorus is great. I don't know, I feel like this is one of those songs where I have to be really drunk to like it. I did find the song a little annoying, but I also liked listening to it. So I don't know, I think I have to be pretty drunk to enjoy this song. It's catchy, it's an earworm. I don't know. I'm a little torn when it comes to this song. I'm kind of rambling, I'm not really making sense because I don't really know what to make of the song. I feel like this is one of those songs you would hear at a party at like 2 a.m. when everyone's already drunk and everyone's just kind of aimlessly listening to whatever the DJ is playing at this point. And I also love Eminem. I like listening to his music occasionally, here and there, once in a while. But to be honest, I didn't really care for him on this song, but I liked listening to him. But anyway, let's move on to track number 12, Where Did the Beat Go? Alrighty, and that was track number 12, Where Did the Beat Go? And I wasn't the biggest fan of this song. I didn't think it was very interesting. It kind of sounded like a filler track. She is saying in the song how she has been lying in the afterglow of another man, perhaps. She's saying, while his paranoia grows, what he should be asking is, where did our love go? Then I would be basking in another man's afterglow. So this song is pretty straightforward. We're continuing the theme of this relationship, this conflicting relationship where she loves this person. This person is all that she ever wanted, but at the same time, where did the love go? Where did the beat go? She dove off a bridge and she's tried to escape. She's running away, but at the same time, she loves this person. This person is all she's ever wanted. So this is a very constant theme through the whole album. And like the title of the album suggests, this is the truth about love. So this is her confession about her relationships and how she reacts to love, how she deals with love, the ups and downs. So now let's move on to track number 13, The Great Escape.
I can understand how when the edges are rough and you don't know how long you're gonna last, but everyone you know is trying to smooth it over, but I won't let you make the great escape. But that chapter of mine will soon be done. I'm gonna keep us alive someday.
Already, and that was track number 13, The Great Escape. I enjoyed this song. She's saying, I'm never gonna watch you check it out of this place. I'm not gonna lose you because the passion and the pain are gonna keep you alive someday. Gonna keep you alive someday. It's also quite a sad song. She's saying, I feel like I can wave my fists in front of your face and you wouldn't flinch or even feel a thing, and you retreat into your silent corner like you decided the fight was over for you. So once again, we're continuing the main theme of the album, how the edges are rough. The edges of her, the edges of him, the edges of this relationship are rough, and they cut like tiny slivers of glass. She talks about being cut a few times on this album. Metaphorically, I imagine the edges of the relationship are rough, and You Feel Too Much, The Great Escape. So this is quite a tragic song, how she's trying to get his attention, but he's not flinching. When she's waving her hands in front of his face, he's retreating to a corner and kind of being by himself and remaining silent. And this is just a very this is a very sad relationship. At the same time, it's very strong and meaningful and loving, but it's just a very terrified of the dark, but not if you go with me. And I don't need a pill to make me numb. And I hope that we'll cry. But that chapter of my life will soon be gone. I'm kind of getting the feels, I won't lie. This is a little emotional for me. Anyway, let's move on to track number 14, My Signature Move.
I've got a way of making everything a confrontation. Stop! No, not at all. I can't help you, but you are. Get it out, take a note, make it bleed. Tell you that it's you, not me. Make a scene, not a show, just because we're in love. That's just my signature move.
Alrighty, that was track number 14, My Signature Move. This was a lot of fun to listen to. Catchy as hell. I love the chorus, as you just saw for yourself. And I think it's a great song. Shoot myself in the foot to make a point I can't prove. To get back to you, that's just my signature move. You call me crazy. So now let's move on to track number 15. Is this thing on?
Got your voicemail. Can you call me at a hotel? In good time, we'll be just fine. Tell me these things. How do we keep it smooth? Why do we have to try when everything is too loose?
Alrighty, that was track number 15, Is This Thing On? And this was a good song. I don't know, I'm kind of over her continuously talking about this relationship, the ups and downs, the truth about love. I'm kind of wishing that she would sing about something else. I mean, we are 15 songs in, and she keeps talking about this relationship, the truth about love, the ups and downs, the struggles, you know, wanting to strangle someone, but at the same time wanting to love them, and they were meant for you, and you want to leave, but you want to stay, and we've been going through this sort of theme for the majority of the album, and I'm just kind of wishing she would just kind of change it up a little bit. I am finding it a little difficult for me to relate to this album because, one, I've never been married. I've never been in a super long-term relationship before. I'm not in a relationship right now, so I'm finding it a bit difficult to relate to this album. I imagine if you've been in a relationship for a very long time or you just broke up with someone, I imagine this album would be great for you to listen to. I do like the album, it's just not resonating with me as much as her other albums were. So now let's move on to track number 16, Run.
Remember me, believe in you. All the things I said I'd do. They will hold you back to my house and they will hold you.
Alrighty, that was track number 16, Run, and I love this song, surprisingly. I didn't think I would like this song as much as I did, and I really enjoyed it. That chorus, it's very much like an anthem, and I don't have much to say about it other than I just really liked it. This song is pretty straightforward. Once again, she's talking about these scars. I've got scars you won't believe. Wear them proudly on my sleeve. Sadness comes and sadness goes. And then she also goes on to say, take the best of what I've got. And then you know, no matter what, before you walk away, you know you can run. Run, run back to my arms. So this was a great song. I really enjoyed listening to it, and I feel like this might be one of my favorite tracks on the album. So now let's move on to track number 17, Good Old Days.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years go by. I don't really know why. I don't really know why. But these are the good old days. These are the good old days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, I didn't see a belly with a child on the inside. These are the good old days. These are the good old days. These are the good old days.
Alrighty, that was track number 17, A Good Old Days, and this was another good song. I liked listening to it. However, I am finding some of these songs to be a little generic sounding when it comes to the melodies. I like them. They're classic sounding pop songs. You can't really go wrong with them. They are catchy and they're great. The melodies are great. But they do sound a little generic. I just feel like I've heard these melodies before, but I still like them. This is another straightforward song. She's talking about looking back, and I realized all those times I was lonely, praying for it someday to hurry up and come and save me, but these are the good old days. So now let's move on to track number 18, Chaos and Piss.
Thought that you were driving, but you've given me the wheel. Yeah, I also feel things more than I should. I don't feel like coming down, no, I don't. I can't turn the volume down, so I sit here in this chaos and piss, watching the storm passing. I came all this way to be with you, and you're already gone. I feel the wind as it whips me like a prisoner. I don't feel like hiding now, so I won't. Storms are beautiful. This life is beautiful. It is.
Alrighty, that was track number 18, Chaos and Piss, and I actually really enjoyed this song. It's also quite sad. Quite a few of the songs on this album are quite sad because, in particular, the last part of the song where she says, I can't turn the volume down, so I sit here in this chaos and piss, watching the storm passing. Storms are beautiful. This life is beautiful. It is. So she's sitting amongst the chaos. It's very chaotic, this relationship or her life in general. And she's just watching the storm pass. She's in the middle of the storm. She's in the eye of the storm, but she's just sitting there amongst all the chaos, watching it pass by because storms are beautiful. This life is beautiful. Her life is beautiful. So lyrically, I really enjoyed this song. I honestly feel like this track might be one of my favorites on the album. I'm not sure, but it's probably near the top or the middle. So now let's move on to track number 19, Timebomb.
True fear is contagious, infecting everything. Let's try to make this fun again. It's only love, giving it away. I wish we all could lie in love. It's only love, not a time bomb. Oh, fucking have everything. It's only love, giving it away. It's only love.
Alrighty, that was track number 19, Timebomb, and this was a great track. I liked listening to it, but I'm having a bit of a problem with this album, and it usually happens when an album is as long as this album right here. 20 tracks. I know I'm listening to the fan edition. It's not the regular edition of the album, it's the extended edition. So there's 20 tracks. But when you have an album that's filled with 20 tracks, I find some of the songs just kind of start blurring together. I feel like when you have a shorter album, around, I don't know, 10 tracks or 12 tracks, each track has its own personal moment, its own unique moment. Whereas if you have an album with 20 tracks, it just becomes a little overwhelming and you start forgetting some of the tracks and some of the tracks just start blurring together. So I liked it, but I probably wouldn't listen to it again. So we have come to the end of the album, track number 20. The king is dead, but the queen is alive.
The king is dead, but the queen is alive. Off with his head, I am done with his lies. Jesus. Since I'm back in bond, there's a party.
This is such a bizarre song. Yes, track number 20, the king is dead, but the queen is alive. This is how you end a 20-track album. I loved it. You just saw for yourself. It was so much fun. It was so ridiculous. I love the lyrics, and I was just rocking and rolling, and it was just a lot of fun. Alrighty, and that was all 20 tracks of The Truth About Love, the fan edition, and I really enjoyed myself. I will say though, this definitely isn't one of my favorite Pink albums. It's probably one of my least favorites, but there are still quite a few songs on here I really enjoyed. The lyrics, once again, any Pink album in her discography is going to be great when it comes to the lyrics. I always enjoy reading her songwriting and her stories she has to share with us about her life and her struggles. That is one of the highlights of any Pink album, in my opinion, is the lyrics. And the main theme of the album was, of course, the struggles with love, the ups and downs, wanting to leave but wanting to stay, wanting to punch your partner in the face but at the same time wanting to hug them, and just so many other emotions when it comes to being in love with someone, whether it's just a relationship in the sense that you're just dating someone or you're actually married to someone. Just the fucked up, strange, loving, crazy, chaotic things that happen in the relationship. I did struggle with relating to this album because I don't know what it's like to be in a mega long-term relationship that spans several years. I don't know what it's like to be married to someone. I don't know what it feels like. I don't know what it's like to be in a relationship with someone where you just want to strangle them, but at the same time, you just want to hug them and you want to kiss them. You want to be in love with them. They're the special one in your life. It was meant to be, but at the same time, you just want to run away from them and you just want to hide away from them and you just want to be angry with them. But at the same time, you can't help it because you love them and you want to cherish them. I don't know what that's like. So this whole album was Pink's confession when it comes to the truth about love, and I definitely think she got her points across. And just like any other Pink album, I really enjoy the production on this album as well. It's very rock and roll influenced. There's lots of aggression, and of course it's pop as well. And her voice sounds great. She sounds great on any of her albums. I just wish she would have played around with other themes on the album, especially because we have so many songs. We have 20 tracks. I just wish she would have sang about something else here and there instead of always singing about the relationship or the relationships she's had in the past. Especially when you have an album as long as this one, 20 tracks, it does get a little tiresome over time. I was getting a little tired by the end of the album, just when it comes to the lyrics and the messages of the songs, just the up and down struggles of a relationship. So overall, I did enjoy the album. It's just not one of my favorite Pink albums. So what do you guys think of the album? What are your favorite songs? What do you think of the fan edition of the album? I really liked a few of the songs near the end of the album, especially track number 16, Run, and track number 20, The King is Dead, but the Queen is Alive. I thought those were great songs. I also really liked Chaos and Piss as well, track number 18. And where would you rank this album if you were to rank all her albums? Would it sit near the top, the bottom, the middle? So I think that's all I wanted to say on the album. In my next Pink video, there's only 2 Pink videos left in this series. I'll be doing a compilation video filled with bonus tracks, B-sides, songs I found on Apple Music that I haven't heard yet, songs I've heard already from her greatest hits albums. It's just going to be a compilation playlist of about 15 songs or so, and then after that video, we'll be wrapping up this Pink discography journey with her 2017 album, Beautiful Trauma. So thanks for watching, guys. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can message me, you can tell me other artists I should check out. I'm open to any artists from any decade. You can find me on Apple Music, you can check out my playlists, and so on and so forth. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.